Strange force has unleashed the runaway mine trains on Big Thunder Mountain, but every day, Big Thunder strikes. Big Thunder strikes. It could only happen at Disneyland.
Howdy partners, welcome to Theme Park History, the channel for everything to do with theme parks, old and new, big and small. In today's episode, we race through a haunted gold mine aboard a speeding train as we explore Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, a mine train roller coaster that opened at Disneyland on September 2nd, 1979, Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom on September 23rd, 1980, Tokyo Disneyland on July 4th, 1987, and Disneyland Paris on April 12th, 1992. This attraction was suggested by all these prospectors, so thank you to everyone for the comments. Known as the landmark attraction in the heart of Frontierland, guests enter the ramshackle headquarters of the Big Thunder Mining Company and board a runaway train hoping to find the gold within the legendary mountain. Taking guests on a thrilling, high-speed adventure past the spires and buttes of the Old West and into tunnels and shafts of a dark and mysterious mine, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad has been pleasing thrill-seekers of all ages for over 40 years and is the wildest ride in the wilderness. When talking about the history of the third peak at Disneyland, three words first come to mind: Western River Expedition. After the opening of the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World in October 1971, Imagineers quickly began work on a new area for the park. Known as Thunder Mesa, the area would be an expansion of Frontierland, made to look like an enormous plateau that contained several attractions, including a minecart roller coaster and a river rapids ride. The marquee attraction of this new area would be the Western River Expedition, a Western-themed boat ride. Created by Imagineer Mark Davis, the attraction would be similar to another attraction Davis had designed, Pirates of the Caribbean, but instead of swashbuckling pirates, guests would encounter Western characters like cowboys and Native Americans. While most of the area had already been planned out, the concept of Thunder Mesa and its attractions were cancelled by late 1973 due to guest demand for a Pirates of the Caribbean attraction for the Magic Kingdom, along with budget restraints due to other projects such as the construction of Epcot. While Mark Davis's dream of Western River Expedition never became a reality, the ride's concept and ideas wouldn't be going back into the Disney vault just yet, as an up-and-coming Imagineer by the name of Tony Baxter had other plans. Instead of scraping the entire Thunder Mesa expansion altogether, Baxter suggested salvaging the mine train roller coaster as its own standalone attraction, taking elements from the Western River Expedition but with a much smaller price tag. Disney would greenlight the attraction to be built for the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland in 1974, but was eventually put on hold in Florida as construction on another roller coaster, Space Mountain, was already taking place. Construction on the attraction would begin at Disneyland in 1977, replacing the Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland attraction. Wanting to incorporate themes from Western River Expedition, Baxter would look to the scenery at Bryce Canyon National Park located in Utah for inspiration, featuring unique shapes and muted colors of hoodoos in the southwest to recreate the wild frontier of the 1880s. Besides the mountain range, the roller coaster reuses some of the set pieces and animal animatronics from the Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland attraction, including the original western mining town of Rainbow Ridge, along with picks, shovels, and other artifacts acquired from abandoned mines in Nevada, Colorado, Minnesota, and Wyoming. The mountain, which is about 3/4 as tall as the Matterhorn and stands at 104 feet high, was made using over 6,500 tons of steel beams, rods, and mesh, 4,675 tons of cement and sand, and 4,000 gallons of paint to create the realistic-looking rockwork. A 1/4 scale recreation of the original model used when designing the attraction can be seen in the Disneyland Hotel's Frontier Tower lobby. For the ride system, Disney, led by ride engineer Bill Watkins, would once again partner with Aerodynamics to help create the roller coaster, as the company had already created many mine train style coasters beforehand. Unlike the Matterhorn bobsleds and Space Mountain, Big Thunder would feature a different track style. Instead of using tubular steel pipes and relying on a mix of gravity and air brakes once the trains left the top of the lift hill, Big Thunder would be more of a traditional steel roller coaster, instead featuring several banked turns, helices, and more than one lift hill. The roller coaster is 2,671 feet long, features 3 lift hills, reaches a max height of 50 feet and a top speed of 28 miles per hour. Big Thunder is also one of the first roller coasters to use linear induction motors, accelerating the trains out of the station and allowing them to start moving at high speeds from a stationary state without the typical hill and chain start. The motors are also used to park the trains in storage. The ride is designed to operate with a maximum of 5 trains on the track, each train having 5 cars with 3 rows each, seating 2 guests per row for a total of 30 guests per train. Each of the trains has its own unique name, including You Are Bold, You Are Daring, and I Am Fearless. Taking 7 years to plan and build, and with the price tag of $16 million, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad would officially open at Disneyland on September 2nd, 1979. The attraction would remain mostly the same until January 2013, when it closed down for a 14-month refurbishment. The attraction reopened on March 17, 2014, now featuring a completely rebuilt ride track, new trains, scenery, and new special effects.
Boy, that's so fast! Yikes! Hang on to your hat! Please! Slow down! Slow down!
Relax! We're not even on the ride yet.
Located within Frontierland, guests enter the attraction by heading into Rainbow Ridge, the biggest little boomtown in the West. Set in the 19th century, supernatural tales surround the town, as legend has it that after gold was discovered in the caves of the nearby Big Thunder Mountain in the 1880s, earthquakes and other mysterious happenings started to occur once the Big Thunder Mining Company set up operations. When word soon got out about the mountain being haunted, Rainbow Ridge's population decreased significantly from 2,015 people to just 38 and is now considered a ghost town. Guests eventually reach the end of the queue and enter an outdoor loading station where they board the 30-passenger mine train. Once everyone is on board, the train leaves the station and enters a cave into Big Thunder Mountain, ascending up the first lift hill while passing by a rainbow-colored cavern full of stalactites, a tribute to the previous attraction. Once the train reaches the top of the lift hill, it drops down making a right turn before leveling out, heading left and diving into a dark cave. Exiting the cave, the train climbs the second lift hill, passing by a sign warning of a blast area up ahead, along with the greatest audio animatronic of all time, a goat holding a stick of dynamite in its mouth while bleeding at guests. The train descends down the second lift hill into a 540-degree clockwise helix before passing over a hill into another drop, then makes a left turn into another cave, ascending up the third and final lift hill. Inside the cave, there are numerous red glowing lanterns, warning guests it's about to be blown to smithereens. One of those lanterns is broken, which causes a small fire to ignite the dynamite fuses. As the train climbs the lift hill, small explosions occur, and once the train reaches the top of the lift, one final explosion takes place, blasting smoke at the guests. The train is able to make it out before the lift is caved in, dropping to the right towards the river and passing through a short tunnel and ribcage of a T-Rex skeleton before passing by the town of Rainbow Ridge as it returns to the loading station, where guests on board from the mine train and exit the attraction. The 3-minute, 21-second attraction has been met with overwhelmingly positive feedback from guests, as many have praised the roller coaster's overall ride experience being less intense and much smoother than the likes of the Matterhorn and Space Mountain, along with the overall theming and high regard to the ride's detail and backstory it offers. Since its grand opening back in 1979, the Runaway Mine Train has taken more than 250 million guests on the wildest ride through the wilderness, and has been one of the most popular attractions at Disneyland. While first developed for the Magic Kingdom in the early 1970s, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad would find its way to the park 10 years later. With Space Mountain opened in 1975 and the funding secured to build Epcot in 1978, construction on the roller coaster would finally begin at the most magical place on Earth in January 1979. While the track layouts are nearly identical to one another, the similarities between the Anaheim and Florida versions end there. The biggest difference between the two attractions can literally be seen immediately, as unlike Disneyland's Mountain, which was inspired by the Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah, Magic Kingdom's was modeled instead after the sharp-edged mountains and vibrant colors of Monument Valley, Arizona. The attraction is 25% larger than the original, covering over 2.5 acres, standing at 197 feet tall, and has the distinction of being the first to utilize computer-aided design to create the final layout for the 2,780 feet of track that makes up the roller coaster. The Magic Kingdom version reaches a max height of 45 feet, a max speed of 30 miles per hour, and is 3.5 minutes long. Instead of hiring aerodynamics, the roller coaster was manufactured by Vekoma, as the Disneyland version would be the final time Disney would hire Aero for its coasters. With a price tag of $17 million, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad would officially open at the Magic Kingdom on September 23, 1980. Just like at Disneyland, the roller coaster was a huge hit with guests, quickly becoming one of the must-ride attractions at the park. No major changes would take place to the attraction until 2013, when a new interactive queue was installed, allowing guests to immerse themselves in the story of the attraction while they wait to board. The updated story introduces the character Barnabas T. Bullion, the founder and president of the Big Thunder Mining Company. According to superstitious locals, Big Thunder Mountain is very protective of the gold it holds within, and any unfortunate soul who attempts to mine its riches is destined to fail. Even though the company has been plagued by mysterious forces and natural disasters, Barnabas is still in business, discovering new veins of gold and digging new shafts every day. Barnabas offers guests a closer look at the mining operation, but warns anyone visiting the mountain to watch out for the runaway trains. Just like it did with Space Mountain, Disney would bring the attraction to its Tokyo and Paris parks as well. As part of the Oriental Land Company's first plan for new capital investment for Tokyo Disneyland, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad would be the first large-scale addition to the park, officially opening on July 4th, 1987. Located within Western Land, the roller coaster is similar in theme to the Florida version, with just a few minor changes made to the track layout. Another change to the attraction is in its name, as it dropped the word railroad in favor of the name Big Thunder Mountain. Opening with the park on April 12th, 1992, the Disneyland Paris version of the attraction is considered to be the most unique, as it sits on an island in the middle of the rivers of the far west where Tom Sawyer's Island would normally be located. Unlike the other versions of the attraction, this one has an elaborate backstory concerning the town of Thunder Mesa, founded by Henry Ravenswood to support the mining in the mountain. This backstory influences not just Big Thunder Mountain, but also Frontierland's other major attraction, Phantom Manor, Disneyland Paris' equivalent of the Haunted Mansion. While influenced by the Magic Kingdom version, Big Thunder Mountain was significantly altered with a major expansion, due in part to 2 underwater tunnels that allow trains to travel under the river to the station on the mainland and back. The roller coaster is 4,921 feet long, reaches a max height of 72 feet, a max speed of 40 miles per hour, and is 3 minutes and 56 seconds long. The attraction would close down in November 2015 to undergo a year-long refurbishment, reopening on December 17, 2016, restoring a large number of props, a complete repainting of the mountain, and the addition of a few elements from the Disneyland version. And now a random fact about the roller coaster. Did you know it's possible to pass kidney stones while riding Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at the Magic Kingdom? Well, now you do. In the October 2016 Journal of the American Osteopathic Association, a paper written by a Dr. David Wartinger titled Validation of a Functional Paleocalcial Renal Model for the Evaluation of a Renal Calculi Passage While Riding a Roller Coaster was published. According to Dr. Wartinger, 3 of his patients had passed kidney stones after riding the roller coaster while on vacation, including one who passed 3 stones on 3 separate occasions. The doctor tested these results, with the permission of Disney, using a 3D model of a kidney by riding the roller coaster over 20 times. The study found nearly 70% of the time the kidney stone was passed, with results varying depending on which row he was sitting in. The study also found that Space Mountain and Rock and Roller Coaster failed to cause the same result. I guess they don't call it the wildest ride in the wilderness for nothing. For over 40 years, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad has been considered one of the most beautiful and highly themed attractions ever created by Disney. The roller coaster was the first ride I went on when I first visited the Magic Kingdom in 1994 and has been my favorite Disney attraction ever since. The ride offers an immersive look and feel, taking you back to the days of the Wild Wild West with its atmosphere and story throughout. The best thing about the roller coaster is it can be enjoyed by thrill seekers of any age, as it's not as intense as other classics like the Matterhorn and Space Mountain. Whenever I have a chance to visit, I always ride Big Thunder Mountain first, as not only does it bring back memories from when I was a child, but it's a great way to start your day at a Disney park. So that is the theme park history of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. With this episode, we have now covered the 5 most popular Disney mountains: the Matterhorn, Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, Splash Mountain, and Expedition Everest. We've created a playlist featuring all those episodes. Check out the iCard in the corner of the screen to check them out. A special shout out to all the theme park fanatics on my Patreon in the description down below. As always, thank you for watching the video and supporting the channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if there's any attraction you would like us to cover in a future video, leave a comment down below. Once again, thanks for watching, and until next time,
if any of you folks are wearing hats or glasses, best remove them, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Like the rainbow caverns.
Well, that's funny. The map says they're supposed to be right here, but somebody put a big thundering mountain on top of them.